Meanwhile, in midst of all of this and deep and growing separatist sentiment in Alberta,
Yeah.
Premier Smith has called for respectful dialogue between those who have different views on things like independence and the separatist movement. And I think that can also be shared more widely and broadly, obviously, as the Liberals continue to bury their heads in the proverbial sand. And not listen to anybody with an alternative viewpoint.
Yeah, let's watch this clip. And so petition canvassers are being harassed by these Remain Canada Federalist crazy people. CBC has weaponized other people's grandparents again, and now they're yelling at them. And this is part of the democratic process. Like, this is peaceful democratic change. Like, nothing could be more peaceful than collecting petitions to have a vote, give your fellow Albertans a say. But the other side has turned, well, they've been radicalized. Let's watch.
Rabid.
Premier, I was actually wanting to know, there's been a few instances of canvassers for the Alberta independence petition that have been harassed. And I guess I wanted to know, what would you say to the people who are doing the harassing? What would be your message to them?
Well, we have a lot of citizen petitions that are out there. We've got a number of recall campaigns going on and a couple of other citizen-initiated petitions. And I hear reports from all sides that people feel that they've been treated badly. I hope people don't do that. The whole process that we're going through is to engage in discussion. So I would ask for people who are on all sides of the issues to make sure that they're treating those who are engaging with them respectfully, even if they disagree. These are really challenging issues that we're all discussing. People feel very passionately about it, but I don't think that that's good for democracy if people don't feel that they can be out there, state their views, and have a respectful conversation about it. So whether it's a recall petition or the coal petition or the independence petition, I would hope that everybody would just conduct themselves in a way that you would expect in a democratic country that respects other people's points of view.
Right. This shouldn't be a radical idea.
Right.
The fact that we even have to get, like, someone even has to get up on a stage and remind adults to behave like adults is insane to me. But yeah, the CBC has weaponized their platform and radicalized our boomers, the ones, not all boomers, but almost always a boomer. Those age 65 and up, right? Those are the ones still tuning in. We see the data, you see it in the reports. Those are the ones still tuning into the CBC nightly 6 p.m. news, and they're getting the likes of Rosemary Barton, who's telling them that Alberta views on Mark Carney are shifting, which could not be further from the truth. And they gobble it up. They eat it up, and then they view, the other as this like demon that needs to be vehemently denounced and like attacked in person. It's wild.
Don't settle for being on the rate of last resort if you don't have to be. Check your most recent electricity bill. If it says the words rate of last resort on it, then there are likely better options available for you. In fact, you could save hundreds of dollars per year by switching plans. Check your bill, then go to ucahelps.ca to explore your options. You will likely find a better rate and could have hundreds more in your pocket by the end of the year. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Olivia, can you, just visually speaking, can you just bring up that clip again? We don't need the audio. Guys in the chat, is there a larger politician in Canada than Jason Nixon, our Minister of Assisted Living? The man is 6'8". He's a mountain of an individual. He is not even standing beside the premier. He's standing like several feet back. So just to put that in perspective, if he were standing closer, she might be close to his elbow. He's just an enormous man. I've never seen such a large man in politics, but one of the nicest guys. But it's not just CBC weaponizing and radicalizing our grandparents into terror cells down at the curling rink. But it's also federalist politicians. Jason Kenney calling the Western separatists bootlickers. Other people calling them seditionists, insurrectionists, traitors. And sedition and insurrection implies violence. This is the most peaceful act of the democratic will of the people that you will ever see.
Well, and violence and illegality.
Right.
And this is all being done very much legally within the checks and balances laid out by legislation.
And actually, the petition collectors, like they call them canvassers, they are super adherent to the rules, like outrageously adherent to the rules, because they know that they will be subject to extra scrutiny. I have gone to see these little graduating classes of canvasser training, and they're so clear about the rules and how they have to follow the rules, where they can canvass, where they can't canvass, events that they can and can't canvass at, including our own. They're trying to follow the exact letter of the law, because they know that at the end of the day, they will be doing the other side is going to be doing their best to undo their hard work. And as the Premier rightly points out, there are other campaigns going on in this province. Now, they're all failing miserably, which brings me a little bit of glee, because you wouldn't know that if you followed the media when these campaign for recall launched. The NDP and the unions tried to organize to launch these recall campaigns to basically recall the government riding by riding, to undo the will of the people and the majority of the UCP. And they're all failing. Like, they're all failing because while they were met with fanfare from the media, there's just no momentum on the ground. But those things are treated as legitimate, but they are allowable under the exact same law that the petition collection for independence is happening. So you can just see the unfair treatment between these two different movements, one to undo a duly elected government and the other one to just say, you know what, we've had enough.
Do you want the other side of the story? Then join us live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern for the news of the day. Unfiltered, unapologetic, and focused on the issues that actually impact you. We cut through the spin, challenge the mainstream narratives, and ask questions that many are too afraid to ask. So set a reminder, grab a coffee, and catch us every weekday live at 1 p.m. Eastern. See you there.